County Community Library. I'm the coordinator of our cookbook club here at Willard, and we'd love for you to join us. We meet the last Wednesday of every month at 6 o'clock, and of course right now we can't meet in person, but we are meeting virtually online talking about cookbooks and recipes, and we'd love for you to join us. If you'd like to meet with us, just contact the desk at the Willard Library and they'll give you the information. So today I'd like to share a recipe with you that I used for our cookbook club a couple months ago. It's from the cookbook Fix It and Forget It, Slow Cooker Crowd Pleasers for the American Summer. And all this information will be on our Facebook page. So the recipe I'm making is a pineapple upside down cake in the crock pot. Now you may wonder why you'd want to make a pineapple upside down cake in the crock pot when you can put it in the oven and make it in 30 minutes. And it's going to take us 4 hours to do it in the crock pot. But it will be unlike any pineapple upside down cake you've ever had, I promise. Very moist and very dense. So let's get started with the ingredients. We're going to start with the yellow cake mix. And if you really like pineapple, you could use the pineapple upside down pineapple cake mix. Of course, some pineapple slices. You could also use crushed pineapple. Whatever the ingredients are for your cake mix, and mine calls for water, eggs, and vegetable oil, a cup of brown sugar, a stick of melted butter or margarine, your pineapple slices, and some maraschino cherries. The first thing I'm going to do is my directions say I need a greased crock pot. When the directions say greased, I like to use a solid shortening. I don't spray pan or use oil. So I'll just get a little bit on my paper towel here, and I'm going to rub it inside, and when I'm done I'll let you see. I like to put a pretty good amount in there. I want it to come out. Another thing I wondered when I first made this recipe was, how am I going to get this out of my crock pot? Surprisingly, all I did was put a plate on the crock pot, flip it over, and it came right out. So hopefully we'll have good luck today with that. Okay, if you can see here, my crock pot's pretty shiny. Got a pretty good amount of shortening on that inside my crock pot. The next thing I'm going to do, which I've already done for us, is drain the pineapples to save the juice. We're going to use the juice from the pineapples instead of water in our cake mix to give it a little more of a pineapple taste. Now if you don't quite have a cup of, my cake mix calls for a cup of water. If you don't quite have a cup of water or a cup of juice, add a little bit of water to it. I'm using this Duncan Hines brand, calls for a cup of water, 3 eggs, and 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. So I used a cup of pineapple juice, 3 eggs, and 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, just like it said. The next step is melting the margarine, which I did in my microwave. I'm going to add a cup of brown sugar to that. Just mix that together it mixes together like any pineapple upside down cake does. You have that really good layer of brown sugar in the bottom of your pan. I did not have light brown sugar, so I'm using dark brown sugar. And I wondered to myself, what's the difference between light brown sugar and dark brown sugar? So I looked it up, and the answer is dark brown sugar has more molasses in it than light brown sugar. And if you don't happen to have brown sugar, you can mix 1 cup of white sugar with 1/4 cup of molasses for dark brown sugar, or 1 cup of white sugar and 1½ tablespoons of molasses for light brown sugar. Now, if your recipe just says brown sugar, they usually mean light brown sugar. Okay, I've got that mixed together. I'm going to put that into the bottom of my pan, just as if you were making a regular pineapple upside down cake. And then I'm going to spread it around, just covering the bottom. A little lump of brown sugar there when we get out. Next, I'll add my pineapple slices. Now I'm going to overlap mine because obviously this is not a very big surface here. And these are drained. I want to fit all mine in here. If you don't want all of yours in there and you want to spread them out more, of course we got to save one for the center. So there are all my pineapple slices. Now we've got to put the little cherry in the center of each one. Make it pretty. Okay. And I've already got my yellow cake mixed up. Like I said, instead of 1 cup of water, I used the pineapple juice as my liquid. Went ahead with the 3 eggs and the 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. And I'm just gonna dump that right on the top, just like any other pineapple upside down cake. Spread the batter out. And like I said, these directions will be on our Facebook page. And the name of the cookbook if you'd like to check that out also. Okay. I'm going to spread that out. I'm ready to put it in the crock pot. So I have just your standard size crock pot. One of the directions that's a little different is cover your crock pot at this point with 2 tea towels. I have a big dish towel here. I just folded it over, and I'm going to cover the top with my dish towel and then put my lid on just like I always would. I think this helps with the moisture absorbance while you're baking it, cooking it. I'm going to turn it to high for 1 hour and low for 3 more hours. Then we'll see you then. Hi, we're back, and I've had my cake in the crock pot 1 hour on high and 3 hours on low. I got the liner out of the crock pot and set it up on the little stand here so air can circulate below it. And I let it sit for about 20 minutes to let it cool a little bit. So here's what actually the bottom of the cake looks like. So I'm going to put my plate on top and flip it over, and hopefully it comes out of the crock pot. Oops, I missed the plate a little bit, but there we've got it. Scoot it over a little bit here. There's our crock pot pineapple upside down cake, and I'm going to cut a slice. You can see how moist it is on the inside. So there we have our crock pot pineapple upside down cake. I hope you enjoy it.